Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the series where we go through and give 5 reasons why the top 15 to 20 teams in the NBA could win an NBA championship this year. Today, we are on the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, one of the most prolific big threes that the NBA has ever seen. This could be a very, very exciting squad, but they also made a lot of other roster overhaul changes this summer as well. DeAndre Ayton is now gone. Yusuf Nurkic is the new starting center. They bring in a couple of young, athletic, defensively potential wings. Is that even the proper way you say that? And then you also bring in an absolute sniper in Grayson Allen. That was all in the Damian Lillard trade, which they orchestrated. And then they also have Eric Gordon, who they signed as a free agent, Keita Bates-Diop, who they signed as a free agent, and Yuta Watanabe, who they also signed as a free agent. So make sure you stick around for the full video, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 10K by the time the season starts. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Looking at, this will be a Devin Booker breakout year. I think he breaks out and cements himself as the best shooting guard in the league this year. KD is going to be getting double teamed as he has been for the last 15 or so years. And as that happens, look for D-Book to make teams pay. Last year, he averaged 28 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists per game. Very, very good numbers. Already in the top 3 to 5 of shooting guards in the NBA. He did that on 50% shooting from the field, by the way. 35% from 3 and 1 steal. But the playoff numbers were even better. He averaged about 33 and 7 in the playoffs, which are just absolutely absurd numbers. And I think he did it on like 60% shooting from the field and about 50% from 3, something crazy like that. So look for D-Book to be an absolute monster this year. Now, number 2 reason is the depth on this squad. They've got this coming off of the bench, and we'll go into the shooting percentages more later. Grayson Allen can give you about 12 a game on 40% three-point shooting, which we saw him do for the Bucks, who are also a playoff contender. Eric Gordon can do about the same thing. Neither one of them, especially Gordon's old age, really provides too much on the defensive side of the ball, but you know they're still there. And then you also got Yuta Watanabe, 44% from 3, absolute sniper, and he's also 6'9", so he can do a little bit more on the defensive end than the other two because he is obviously 2, 3, 4 inches taller than them. You also have Nasir Little and Keon Johnson, who may not even touch the court this year for the Suns, but Keon Johnson, for one, is super athletic, still very raw. I'd still consider him as a prospect, almost like in the majors for baseball. He's kind of like a prospect they traded to come up through the pipeline, and then you also got Nasir Little. Both of these guys have a lot of untapped potential, I think. And then you also got Metu coming over from the Kings, Bobo coming over from the Orlando Magic. That one's kind of a slept-on move, although Bobo really faded towards the end of the season. We'll see if he can change that this year, flip that narrative. And then Drew Eubanks coming over from Portland, who was a really good backup center for them. And then you also still have Torrey Craig, a guy that could give you really good minutes at the backup 3. He started last year, so maybe he starts again this year. We'll see. Now, the number 3 reason is the big 3 here in Phoenix. D-Book said he wanted to make a big 3, but he wanted it to come to him. He didn't want to leave for that to happen, and hey, it worked out. And well, he has done that. He's gotten Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant to Phoenix. KD averaged 30 a game last year, 6.7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Just an absolutely monster year. KD, year in, year out for about the last 10 years, has been a consensus top 10 player top 5 player in the NBA, and nobody can really debate that. I mean, the dude almost shot at 60% from the field last year, which is absolutely unheard of for a wing. 40% from 3. One of the most gifted scorers the NBA has ever seen. Bradley Beal, 23 points a game. Kind of had an off year last year, honestly. 5.5 assists and 4 rebounds per game. Another guy, between these 3 guys, they should probably be averaging 90 points a game, 51% from the field, and they all shoot at 50% or better from the field on 23 plus points per game, which is crazy. You think about that. What other trio in the NBA can say that? In the history of the NBA can say that? And number 4 here is defense. Frank Vogel, defensive-minded head coach. Whenever he wins championships, it's been because his defense is elite. They have both Josh Okogie and Keita Bates-Diop, who I feel like could be both of these guys could be subbed in. Keita Bates-Diop with his length is definitely going to be a factor at one point or another on the defensive side of the ball. And then Okogie, he could start He's always been a defense first guy in the league. And then you got Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. Both of these guys, I mean, Nasir Little, clamps. Keon Johnson's got the potential to have clamps. He's got all the upside in the world. Look for Nasir Little. If he plays this year, it's going to be because of his defensive abilities, and that's just what Vogel likes. Now, reason number 5, their three-point shooting. Beal shoots at, 36% from 3? Grayson Allen, 40%. Eric Gordon, 37%. Yuta Watanabe, about 44%. So you look up and down this roster. KD shoots it at 40%. This is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league right now. KD Diop also shoots at 40%. You got, even Bol shoots at like 36%, 37% from 3. So this is up and down a very good shooting team. They've got, like we said, they've got potential to be a really good defensive team if Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, Okogie, if any of those guys can develop into a true lead defender, then look out, because you also got some other guys up and down this lineup that could be really, really good on the defensive side of the ball. You got Bradley Beal, D-Book, KD, Keita Bates-Diop, and Yusuf Nurkic as the starting lineup. That's what I would go with. You could switch it up for sure. I mean, there's probably a number of different ways that you could make a starting lineup for this Suns team, but if it was up to me, then that's how I would do it. Obviously, there's a reason it's not up to me. There's a reason I'm sitting in this chair here making a YouTube video about it instead of being the coach. So if y'all have different ideas, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Could very easily be Yuta Watanabe, maybe Josh Okogie, maybe Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen. Any of those guys could be plugged into the starting lineup. But I feel like you have your 4 guys set in stone with Beal, Booker, KD, and Yusuf Nurkic, that 5th guy. Honestly, I could probably go out there and be that 5th. Maybe not. But you get the idea. You could really put anybody there at that 4th spot in the starting lineup. The depth is very good as well. You got Eric Gordon. I mean, you look at those first 3 guys off the bench, absolute snipers. Eric Gordon, like we said, getting up there in age, so maybe not quite as good anymore as he once was, but still a very, very solid player. Good defender, decent defender, can shoot the 3-ball. You got Grayson Allen, Yuta Watanabe, Bol down there. Hopefully, like we said, Bol can play a full season. He really flamed out towards the latter half of the year last year. And then you got Drew Eubanks down in the post. So all 5 of those guys are going to be big rotation pieces for them this year. Eubanks was really underrated, I feel like, last year for the Blazers. Played very limited minutes, but was really good. You see the common theme here. All these guys are long, athletic, and can shoot the 3-ball other than Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon. The other 8 of these 10 guys can all do that. Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, still a little bit of a work in progress, but I mean, even them, like I said though, they'll be more defensive guys. But even if they can develop somewhat of a 3-point shot, that'll get them in the lineup quicker than anything. You also got Jordan Goodwin, who came over in the Bradley Beal trade, a very underrated piece of that trade. Okogie, like we said, and then you also have Metu down in the paint. So yeah, with that being said, what do y'all think about this Phoenix Suns squad this year? I think they're pretty daggone good. This is a team, starting lineup wise, maybe the Celtics are better. Maybe the Nuggets. I'd give it to the Nuggets because obviously they just won a championship. Maybe give it to the Celtics. We'll see. But the starting lineup can compete with any in the league. This bench unit is probably the best in the league. If not the best, it's the best of any contender in the league. So just look out for the Phoenix Suns. That is 5 reasons why I think they can win the NBA championship this year. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button, hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. Obviously, if you made it to this far in the video, you did enjoy something, or else you're just here to tell me I did something wrong. But yeah, with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.